local, late breaking. This is wbal TV 11 News Today at 6.
A good Tuesday morning. Thanks for waking up with us here on 11 News Today.
This morning, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump continue to take shots at each other following this weekend's debate. Plus, a look at new poll numbers with only 4 weeks until the election.
And former Mayor Sheila Dixon may have been defeated in the primary, but she's still fighting to get on that ballot. More on her plans that she's announcing today.
But first, we've been following some breaking news this morning of a carjacking on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway that has all southbound lanes shut down right now. Sarah will have more on how this is affecting traffic in just a few moments.
Yeah, but first send it over to Ava Marie in the Weather Center with your first cut forecast. Ava, we noticed a little bit difference this morning, some frost even in some areas.
It is cold enough for that. In fact, I just got a photo sent in by a viewer in Carroll County. Those on the Morgan farm in Carroll County are reporting a temperature of 30 degrees. So it is possible in a few spots it could be getting cold enough to hit the freezing mark. And even if you're seeing your temperature in the mid-30s, there could be some spots that get a little bit colder than that. So yes, very well possible that we could see some frost in our northwest suburbs. We're a little bit milder towards the city, but it still feels very chilly. 40 at BWI and 50 in downtown Baltimore. So warmer coats are needed. You almost need your winter coat this morning. We're starting out with clear skies, which means lots of sun expected today, well off to our west. That's where the clouds are, and eventually showers will push in through Thursday. Only a slight chance they'll really show up across our area. Temperatures, though, climb into the 50s by lunchtime and mid-60s through the afternoon. We'll look forward to that warming sunshine today. Now let's check the roads with Sarah.
Thank you, Eva. Busy start. Unfortunately, still dealing with closures on southbound 295, and we're anticipating it to be shut down throughout the morning rush at 198. That's where all traffic is being diverted due to an overnight accident. 4 miles per hour, according to our speed sensor for southbound motorists, and those delays just starting to creep back toward 175. If you want to travel north, you're also jammed up toward just opposite the accident scene. You're at 63 miles per hour south on 95, so if you want to take that as an alternate, that would be a much better bet. Also, in Parkville, Hartford Road at Putty Hill Road, tracking an accident. We want to let you know MARC Train 403 running 20 minutes late. MARC Train 843 is delayed 30 minutes. And that's the latest on Traffic Pulse 11.
All right, Sarah, thanks. Let's go back to that live picture of the accident on the BW Parkway. You see it there, the U.S. Park Police saying it all started when a robbery suspect was speeding and crashed into 7 cars. Several people were hurt in that crash, but all expected to be okay. The suspect then got out of that car, fired a single shot, didn't hit anyone, then carjacked another vehicle, which was later found in northeast Washington, D.C. So far, no word if the police have found that suspect just yet.
The time is 6:02 in your Commitment 2016 report. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are looking to build momentum after their second debate performance.
And this as members of the Republican Party are withdrawing their support for their presidential nominee. Megan Pringle joins us in studio now with the latest from the campaign trail. Morning, Meg.
Good morning, guys. The election is just 4 weeks from today. A rift in the Republican Party is not slowing down Donald Trump. He's refusing to back down, amping up his attacks on Hillary Clinton.
If they want to release more tapes saying inappropriate things, we'll continue to talk about Bill and Hillary Clinton doing inappropriate things.
Some in the Republican Party had hoped that Donald Trump would soften his tone after the 2005 video was released. Senator John McCain recently said he's considering writing in a candidate. And House Speaker Paul Ryan says he won't defend Trump, won't campaign for him, but also won't pull his endorsement either. But many in the party, as well as vocal supporters, are campaigning for Donald Trump, and loudly. However, new poll numbers show that Clinton has pulled 11 points ahead nationally since that videotape was released, exposing his vulgar language about touching women without their consent.
He is an equal opportunity insulter if there ever was one. This election is our chance to show who we are. We are better than that.
Later today, Hillary Clinton is expected to announce a plan to double the child tax credit, pledging more relief for families with young kids. Jason and Mindy, back to you.
Thank you, Meg. Well, most in the Republican establishment, or many anyway, are turning their backs on Donald Trump. Ellen Sauerbrei, as establishment as they get in Maryland politics, still supports the nominee. She says Trump's sexual assault comments that went public on Friday should not matter in the big picture of this election.
We're not electing a choir boy, we're electing a leader of the free world. Donald Trump has leadership qualities. He has the principles of limited government, personal responsibility, lower taxes.
At least one poll after that Trump video was released shows 45% of Republicans say Trump should not drop out of the race, while just 13% of Republican women think he should.
Well, Sheila Dixon is taking one last shot to regain her old job after losing the Democratic primary to State Senator Catherine Pugh. The former Baltimore mayor is looking to become a write-in candidate for this year's mayoral race. Now, Dixon says that she'll make the official announcement a little later this morning. She says the decision to launch her write-in candidacy was fueled by a desire to serve the people of Baltimore and the lengthy process to get the primary results certified. Back in April, she lost that Democratic primary to Pugh. The City Board of Elections was forced to decertify the results after the State Board of Elections rejected the results and called for an audit. The election was recertified a week later, but Dixon still lost.
This is going to be organically, grassroots, and responding to people who feel that their votes didn't count and that don't necessarily want to vote in this upcoming general election.
Dixon says she's ready for that difficult task.
You have exactly 1 week to register to vote here in Maryland. The deadline, October 18th. You can do so in person at the local Board of Elections and online. We are 28 days away from the general election. That's exactly 4 weeks. We're working on a voter's guide with candidate profiles. You'll find it later this week in the WBAL TV mobile app. Be sure to turn on push alerts for breaking updates.
A federal judge has issued a one-day extension to Florida's voter registration deadline in the wake of Hurricane Matthew. The initial registration deadline had been set for today, but Florida Democrats called for the extension after 1.5 million residents were under mandatory evacuations due to Matthew. But Republican Governor Rick Scott denied that request. A judge will hear arguments on a longer extension during a hearing on Wednesday. Hurricane Matthew may be over, but its aftermath still being felt along the southeastern coast of the United States. Flooding still a major concern after the storm dumped more than 15 inches of rain in parts of the South. In North Carolina, a levee breach left 1,500 people stranded, and many roads look more like rivers. In Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas, many waterways are already well past their banks and still rising. Tens of thousands of people are still without power. At least 21 deaths here in the U.S. are being blamed on that storm. Well, sweater weather is here, and eventually we'll be talking about snow. Not today, thank you, but we'll also talk about the help needed to remove it all. People 65 and older, as well as people with disabilities who cannot clear their own sidewalks, can have it done for free. Baltimore City's snow shoveling service also provides jobs for young people ages 14 to 21. To apply, you can call 311 or apply online. The deadline is October 31st. Again, no snow today. Just letting you know.
Don't even say the word.
Yeah, what did Keith say?
Snip. It's 6:07. People know what we mean.
Right.
42 degrees at the airport.
Well, coming up, why the Baltimore Police Union is suing the department, the mayor, and the city council.
Bad news for Samsung. The latest steps they are taking following reports of issues with replacement Galaxy Note 7 devices. Plus, the company has a date with the Supreme Court today.
And a live look at traffic this morning. Sarah's tracking commute. Also, BW Parkway. Keep in mind, that's going to be backed up this morning. First, Ava, a chilly start to the day.
Yeah, we'll ease people into the season with another word, frost. It is showing up in some spots. Larry Gribble, one of our viewers in Parkland, says he's seeing it there. So it's showing up northwest of the city with very chilly temperatures. We'll break down the forecast coming up just after the break. First, a live look outside with clear skies. We're down to 50 at the harbor, 40 at BWI, but again, some of our suburbs are in the 30s.
The 11 News First Cup forecast is presented by Howard Bank. Do you know Howard?
The best of new products and new services. People who are committed to something outside of themselves. Welcome to Howard Bank.
Did you know your business doesn't have to suffer from slow internet? Comcast Business now offers blazing fast internet speeds up to 150 megabits per second. That's 10 times faster than DSL. Get internet for as low as $59.95 a month. Call today. Comcast Business, built for business. Did you know sharing Wi-Fi with your customers could leave your business exposed? Only Comcast Business offers Wi-Fi Pro. 2 separate networks. One that's private for you and one that's public for your customers. Upgrade to Wi-Fi Pro for only $19.95 a month. Call today. Comcast Business, built for business.
The Model Year End event is going on now at JBA Infinity. Enjoy the performance of the turbocharged Q50 for just $199 a month. Or indulge yourself in a new QX60 for just $339 a month. And right now, get a complimentary car wash and vehicle appraisal when you take a no-obligation test drive. Don't regret your next vehicle purchase because you didn't drive a JBA Infinity first. We're revolutionizing the luxury car experience. JBA Infinity, Route 40 West, Ellicott City.
My son was severely injured in Iraq. We were having issues with who was responsible for his medical care. I was completely overwhelmed. So I reached out to Chris Van Hollen.
Chris Van Hollen goes way out of his way to help military families.
They put their lives on the line for us. We need to keep our promises to them.
Chris Van Hollen is a tireless leader for veterans.
Chris helped us secure my son's complete medical care. He was a godsend.
I'm Chris Van Hollen, and I approve this message.
Tonight, racing for a cure. 11 News reporter Sarah Caldwell talks to a local cancer survivor. How her story is helping others in the fight against breast cancer. Tonight at 5 and 11 News. Buddy Check 11, presented by LifeBridge Health.
Let's get healthy, Maryland!
Join WBAL TV and Dr. Oz at the Mall in Columbia. 11 News Today co-anchors Jason Newton and Mindy Becerra host a morning of life-changing health presentations.
What a great day!
Saturday morning, starting at 10 a.m. Traffic Pulse 11 is sponsored by Roto-Rooter. Call the experts 24/7 at 1-800-GET-ROTO for all your plumbing, drain, and water cleanup needs.
Good morning to you, Sarah Caldwell with a live picture of 29 at 108 in Ellicott City. North and southbound traffic looking very good in this area, but we are tracking some problems elsewhere. For those of you heading out the door south on 295, as you make your way down toward 198, that's where all lanes are closed, and you can see it's really having an impact in both directions of 295. We can give you a live look in that area, and you can see the delays. Those are your northbound delays, so just opposite the scene, you're seeing heavy traffic coming up from the Capitol Beltway. Southbound is expected to be shut down throughout the morning rush. We will keep you posted on those closures. And you can see a lot of cleanup happening there at this accident scene and the scene of a carjacking, so a subsequent investigation happening as well. If you're going to be traveling south on 295, that's where your biggest delays are. You can take 95 as your alternate. We're also getting word of a northbound crash on 95 right in the area of 32, so that could become problematic for motorists heading up to 32. 95 at 175. Again, we're watching traffic build, but at least it's moving better than it was on 295. Harford Road at Putty Hill Road, we have an accident, so watch for that. And for those of you heading out on the inner loop at Bel Air Road, that's traffic going away from us. We're watching for a disabled vehicle being reported there. And now we're going to check in with Ava. Good morning.
Surprise, I'm here. Good thing I was ready. Temperatures are starting out right now in the 40s, but a few spots are in the 30s, and we're hearing from some of you at home seeing frost on the ground. We just heard from a viewer even in Parkton and also Frederick County. So those are the areas where it is showing up, and that's where the frost advisory is this morning. All the areas in blue, notice how it also includes the northern half of Harford County, so maybe even out towards Jarrettsville. Now, the temperature there, at least officially at 41 degrees, but there could certainly be some colder spots. Anytime you get temperatures in the mid-30s, right near the ground, then it could be near that freezing mark where the frost would form. 40 at BWI and 51 degrees right now in Annapolis. Temperatures reach for the mid-60s by afternoon. With the sunshine today, it should at least feel a lot more comfortable. If you plan to sit outside for lunch, try to find a sunny spot. That's where it's going to feel a lot more comfortable today. We'll stay dry tonight, but a few more clouds will push in. We'll drop down into the mid-40s. Sun will set at 6:33. It's getting earlier and earlier. Certainly seeing a change in the season as it feels cooler over these next few mornings, but we'll actually see a brief warm up through the middle of the week. That's ahead of the cold front that will then push through on Thursday. That may produce a few showers, nothing major, but then behind that it will turn cooler again heading into the upcoming weekend. So today looks dry, lots of sun with high pressure, a few clouds around tonight and even through the day tomorrow, but Thursday seems to be the cloudiest day, and that's the day where we could see a few showers as well. They start out first in western Maryland, and then as the front pushes our way, it seems to kind of fall apart, which means only a slight chance for a shower for your neighborhood, and even if a shower pops up, it would be brief and light. It seems to clear out of the region quickly by Thursday evening. Looking at the 7-day forecast ahead of that front, we warm to 69 tomorrow and 72 on Thursday, but these nights this week certainly are going to feel quite chilly. Over this next weekend, we get cooler once again, highs in the mid-60s. It's especially chilly on Saturday morning. Those heading to the Baltimore Marathon, temperatures will start in the low 40s.
Thanks, David. The time is 6:14. If you're just waking up with us, we've been following breaking news this morning. As Sarah mentioned, here's a live look. All lanes of Baltimore-Washington Parkway shut down for a crash and carjacking investigation. There are reports that the vehicle was stolen. That was stolen was found in Northeast D.C. No word yet if the suspect has been found. Well, this morning, former Mayor Sheila Dixon will file the paperwork with the Baltimore City Board of Elections to officially become a write-in candidate. Dixon lost the Democratic primary to State Senator Catherine Pugh earlier this year. PGE crews are in southeastern Virginia right now to help utility workers there as they work to get the power back on. About 50 workers left early Monday for flood-ravaged areas like Norfolk, Suffolk, and Virginia Beach.
6:14 now, and the Baltimore City Police Union is suing the police department, the mayor, and the city council all over overtime payments. That lawsuit claims that the city has been miscalculating overtime rates for officers for at least 3 years now, so the officers are receiving less overtime than what's in their contract. The plaintiffs are seeking unpaid overtime plus interest. A 60-year-old woman is dead, and her 80-year-old mother is in critical condition after a double stabbing in West Baltimore. Investigators say that someone stabbed two women inside of a home on West Lafayette Avenue late Sunday night. Detectives say it was a family disturbance and say they've identified a person of interest, but that person is not yet in custody. Baltimore City Police also looking for the 4 teenagers seen in that picture there. They're accused of stealing someone's cell phone on October 4th on Crest Road. The victim was not injured. If you know who these teens may be or where they are right now, you are asked to give police a call. Howard County Executive Alan Kettleman and numerous county leaders have called on Sheriff Jim Fitzgerald to step down over alleged racist and sexist comments outlined a county investigation. Fitzgerald said last week that he will not resign. In a statement released yesterday, Kettleman said, quote, "I have directed the Howard County Office of Law to explore any and all legal means available through the court system to expedite the removal of Sheriff Fitzgerald from office," end quote.
The time is 6:16. Today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments in the patent dispute between the world's top 2 smartphone manufacturers. The 8 justices will hear arguments over how much Samsung should pay Apple for copying the look of the iPhone. Samsung paid Apple just over $548 million last December, part of a liability verdict from 2012. The justices' ruling is due by the end of June. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is calling the protests of football players who declined to stand for the national anthem, quote, "dumb and disrespectful." The justice says in an interview on Yahoo that she has the same opinion about flag burning. She says it's not illegal, but calls it ridiculous and a terrible thing to do. Today, President Obama will take part in an ESPN student forum focused on the My Brother's Keeper initiative and legacy at historically black colleges and universities. That forum will be held at North Carolina A&T University. One man is dead after a police shooting that shut down traffic on a busy Southern California interstate late last night. California Highway Patrol says the man was shot by one of the officers after being struck by a car on the Orange County Freeway. Rush hour drivers reported someone walking in traffic. An officer arrived on scene and the shooting occurred shortly thereafter. There is no word yet as to why the officers resorted to using deadly force. A New Jersey mall was evacuated last night due to concerns about a bomb threat. Police say that a customer approached mall security saying they'd found a note containing the threat. Officers evacuated out of precaution. They conducted a sweep of the mall but didn't find anything suspicious. A woman who accused former New York Governor Eliot Spitzer of assaulting her has been arrested for allegedly trying to extort money from him. She was arrested late last night in New York. Police say the 26-year-old Russian woman fled the country after accusing Spitzer in February of assaulting her at the Plaza Hotel. Spitzer has denied the allegations. She is scheduled to appear in Manhattan Criminal Court today. Another sign that winter's coming. The rink at Rockefeller Center in New York City opens for the season today. The opening ceremony will feature live skating performances and the first skate by 2006 Olympic silver medalist Sasha Cohen.
6:18 right now in this morning's Consumer Alert. It's back to the drawing board for Samsung. The South Korean tech company says it's halting sales of the Galaxy Note 7 smartphone after a number of fires involving replacements said to be safe. The company saying that consumers with original Note 7 devices or replacements that they obtained after the recall should turn off the power, seek a refund, or exchange them for different phones. Just last week, an overheated Samsung Galaxy Note 7 was blamed for creating smoke that caused a Baltimore-bound Southwest Airlines flight to be evacuated. Another recall, this time involving ice cream that could be in your freezer right now. The company believes that packages of Nestle's drumstick ice cream treats could be contaminated with listeria. Affected products include the 16-count variety pack and the 24-count vanilla pack. The company says that a surface used in production tested positive for that bacteria. So far, there are no reports of illness. If you have this ice cream in your freezer, just throw it out or return it to the store, or you can call Nestle's Direct for a replacement. Facebook has launched a new service dedicated to where you work. Workplace looks a lot like Facebook. It's complete with groups, a news feed, and trending stories dedicated to your company. Employees can use Workplace as an online bulletin board to follow company news. Workplace is separate from your personal Facebook account, and you don't need a personal account to use it. Companies pay a monthly fee. More than 1,000 businesses are already using it. About 40% of Americans have either had their identity stolen or know someone who has. Risky security behavior could be to blame. The survey shows 42% of Americans do not regularly check their credit reports. 36% conduct banking and other sensitive business on unsecured Wi-Fi networks. And 28% use the same password for all or most of their online accounts. Tesla CEO Elon Musk is teasing a new product. He posted a tweet stating that he'll announce a new item at an event on October 17th. Not really elaborating, but beyond that, just saying that it will be an unexpected event. Now, Tesla previously announced plans to unveil a new solar roof. 24-Karat Magic is coming to National Harbor. Bruno Mars will be one of the first to take the stage at the theater at the MGM National Harbor. It's the new 3,000-seat venue there. He'll perform on December 27th. Tickets will go on sale on Friday. MGM National Harbor, which also includes a hotel and casino, will open on December the 8th. And more concerts, comedy shows, and boxing events will be announced in the coming weeks.
Good morning once again. Looking at a tough ride on southbound 295. It's shut down in the area of 198. That's where all traffic is being diverted because of an overnight accident that we continue to track. You're at 4 miles per hour down toward the scene. Again, traffic being diverted at 198. Those delays go back to 32. But northbound also looking at pretty heavy delays back toward the Capitol Beltway. If you want to take northbound 95, just be prepared. You may tap the brakes at 32. That's where we have an accident coming in. Southbound delays forming on 95 because there's a lot of bailout volume. You can see those delays in this live camera. For those of you heading out the door in Parkville, Harford Road at Putty Hill, that's where we have an accident. And as far as traffic on the north and west side looks to be delayed right around Bel Air Road. On the inner loop at Bel Air Road is where we have a disabled vehicle. West side at 15 minutes now in the outer loop. That's the latest. Now we check in with Ava. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sarah. Hearing from a lot of viewers saying they're toughing out these temperatures, trying not to turn on the heat. But if you have for the first time, you're probably smelling that noticeable smell of the burning dust. Well, it's a sign of the season as it's much colder this morning. Cold enough, in fact, for some frost in our northwest suburbs, whether it's northern Baltimore County, northern Harford County, then all of Carroll and Frederick County, at least in spots, there could be some patchy areas of frost. At least we'll have the sun today, and therefore we'll warm up. 53 by 10 a.m., 61 by 1, and mid-60s through the afternoon. Today up to 65 for the high in Catonsville, Kennedyville up to 66, and Abingdon 64. A few degrees warmer each day this week, at least going into Thursday. That day has a slight chance for showers, 72 for the high. Behind that, it's cooler again into the weekend.
Thanks. I'm now 622.
Following back-to-back losses, the Ravens have made a coaching change. Plus, Navy football cracks the AP top 25, but they're going to have to wait a little longer to play their next game. All that in baseball playoffs next in sports.
But first, here's a look at last night's winning Maryland lottery numbers. Good luck, everybody.
The Woman's Doctor is sponsored by Mercy Medical Center.
Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella is the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical that adds some surprising new twists to the ultimate makeover story. Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella.
November 1st through 6th. Tickets at BaltimoreHippodrome.com. Design, build, install. Thompson Creek is the window replacement company that does it all. Call 855-57-CREEK by Wednesday for our buy 3, get 1 free offer. Thompson Creek Window Company. That sounds better.
Hi, how can I help you?
I got this. We're looking for something safe and spacious, has a rear view camera, and streaming audio for me to get my jam on.
How about a Honda CR-V? Named Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Buy for 2016.
My work here is done.
Get a great deal on the Honda CR-V. Named the Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Buy for 2016. Only at the Honda Take Home a CR-V sales event.
Exclusive. The makeup artist who accused Donald Trump of groping her speaks out. Next in Set Edition.
Tonight at 7 on TV 11.
I'm LifeBridge Health CEO Neil Meltzer. We're proud to sponsor Buddy Check 11, where we'll be providing important information on the latest advancements in cancer care and compelling stories from cancer survivors right here every month.
At the Herman and Walter Samuelson Breast Care Center at Quarry Lake, it's easy to access high-quality, innovative breast care with 3D tomosynthesis mammograms, specialized radiologists, and a full spectrum of surgical procedures. Find out more at wbaltv.com/buddycheck.
WBAL TV 11 News goes wherever you go. Stay connected to stories impacting Maryland. Download the WBAL TV 11 News app. From the Coon Sports Center, this is 11 Sports.
Time is 6:25. No secret, the Ravens' offense has been struggling this season. The defense has been great, but the offense has had a hard time.
So yesterday, the Ravens fired offensive coordinator Mark Trestman. He lasted a little more than a year, and now quarterbacks coach Marty Morningwig takes over as offensive coordinator, the fifth in the last 5 years. Head coach John Harbaugh says the big picture lost focus.
It's less about the record. It's less about anything that you see as far as play calling or anything that specifically. It's more about direction. It's a big picture type of a feel thing. That are we heading in the right direction? Do I see us getting there, doing the things that we're doing right now? And I think as a coach, you've got to assess that and make that call.
And some other football news this morning. Navy is in the top 25 college football ranking. The Mids are ranked 25th, the first time being ranked this season, after knocking off number 6 Houston over the weekend. Meantime, Navy's game this Thursday against East Carolina has been postponed until mid-November because of the flooding there from Hurricane Matthew.
Makes sense.
Let's go to baseball.
All right.
We are no stranger to him here in Baltimore, but we don't have to face him anymore. David Ortiz. Done.
That's fine by us. Big Papi played his last game last night as the Red Sox. They were swept right out of the playoffs. Boston had a chance to tie the game, bottom of the 8th, down 4-3s. At Bogart's line straight to second, stranding 2 runners there. Same thing, the bottom of the 9th, 2-on when Travis Shaw lines this one out in right field. Indians win 4-3 and sweep the ALDS. David Ortiz was taken out for a pinch runner in the 8th, but got a huge curtain call for Red Sox fans saying goodbye to their hometown legend.
All 4 National League teams played yesterday. The Nationals beat the Dodgers earlier in the day to take a 2-1 series lead. Then the late game went really late. Cubs and Giants into the 13th inning. Tied at 5. Giants finally drove in the winning run around 2:45.
Wow.
Time. They avoid a sweep. By the way, former Oriole pitcher Jake Arrieta hit a home run for the Cubs in that game. One of the best pitchers in the game, Madison Bumgarner.
I'll admit, I'm a little mad we're not there.
I know, me too. I felt very, wistful about it.
I moved on, though.
Okay, good. The time is 6:27, 42 degrees. I don't want you to be too upset.
No.
You have to do your job.
I'll make it. I still got 30 minutes.
Okay.
Still ahead in the next half hour of 11 News Today.
The presidential candidates are still talking about the debate, even as they look ahead. I'm Jennifer Davis in Washington. The latest from the campaign trail coming up.
11 News, winner of 3 National Headliner Awards.
The Model